25th year of Stonewall. It is my third job interview as acting chief executive for the permanent post, and therefore no pressure whatsoever. This is just a career-defining 5 minutes. So thank you all for staying sober for this moment. I would like to first, of course, begin by thanking Aviva for their long-term commitment and support to Stonewall. That they recognise that the gay market is worth something, and we are grateful to that recognition. Also a huge gratitude to Stella, who remains our true friend. And of course Sue Perkins, who inspired me when I was 19 watching Light Lunch in my common room. It inspires me to who reminds us that we are indeed standing on the shoulders of giants this evening. It's been a truly remarkable and transformative 25 years for lesbian, gay and bisexual people. And I think before we reflect on the future, we should acknowledge that for many, many lesbian, gay and bisexual people, it was a different world to the one that we're in now. When they said, I'm gay, they were told you're not. When they said, I want to do, they said, you're not allowed. They were told, you're not, you can't. They said, I am, I will. In a time when that required a huge degree of bravery, a huge degree of courage, where the risk of being ostracised, excluded and alone was far more acute than anything we might feel now. We stand on the shoulders of those individuals who met in those back rooms and those pubs and decided that they were going to fight something that seemed to be very, very difficult. We salute them, and we are stronger now because of them. I salute Tim Bennett, who was our very, very first director of Stonewall, Angela Mason, who served, and of course one giant in particular, Mr. Ben Summerskill, who showed us. We are better today for the struggles that they went through for us. Of course, 2013-14 was an historic year. It was the year when the final piece of the legislative jigsaw came into place. From a little over a week today, lesbian, gay and bisexual people can marry for the first time. It's a hugely significant milestone in our journey for equality. It's a milestone that was possible because of the work and the legacy left by the Labour Party, who secured every single legislative change that led up to this one. It was a huge milestone because of the determination, vision and commitment of the Liberal Democrats to carry this policy forward, even when they met with a small degree of scepticism and indecision about whether it was important or not. And it was down to the personal commitment of David Cameron, the Prime Minister, who brought his party with him. It was a truly cross-party effort and a symbolic reflection of where we were and are as a movement, because it is a movement, ladies and gentlemen. Marriage, of course, provided an opportunity for everyone to yet again revisit the subject of what you really think about those homosexuals. We were regaled with tales that we were not only aggressive, but terribly good at antiques. I had more conversations than I thought possible about the concept of lesbian consummation. I was on the one hand grateful that lesbians were being acknowledged as a single separate identity, but also slightly uncomfortable by the fourth conversation. I realised I'd gone too far when the civil servants very seriously wrote down 3 in a row. And I thought that might be, yes, thank you. I just caught my wife's eye, that's scepticism. When I thought that might end up being debated by Lord Teviot. Is it 3? Is it 2? Who knows? I should probably suggest that we should no longer try and define what constitutes lesbian consummation. That has led to Twitter. Twitter, that petri dish of high-level analytical discourse conclude that I am sex negative. Now, I don't know whether being sex negative is worse or better than not being fuckable, so I can't say. I think I was perhaps just having a bad day at work. I shouldn't be judged on that basis. We've also seen some incredible shifts happening. As a Catholic, I was pleased to see the Pope being a little bit less cross with gays than he usually is. It was a the exciting step forward. The hugely talented staff at Stonewall are ready to advise the gay, bisexual and trans staff at the Vatican about their staff network group. Welcome them as the 600th diversity champion at Stonewall. The Church of England also got very excited. They said they would bless civil partnerships, but only on a Wednesday, if not was with the bishop. They would do marriages, but not with priests, and only if priests who didn't enjoy being gay, but those who did enjoy being gay couldn't really have a marriage because that would be appropriate. They did, however, conclude that they would continue to bless animals because that went down really well in the Vicar of Difference. So, strategy for the next 5 years. During the last 5 weeks, I've had a number of conversations that have gone along the following lines. Now look, Ruth, look, Rachel. I really do think that Stonewall's work is done. You know, we've got everything we want now. We've got marriage. We can you know, go and stay in the lovely hotels. It's just, you know, even Coots are asking me to move my money to And, you know, I know that the religious lot are a bit difficult, but Stonewall's not going to really be able to solve that. Can I bet that Stonewall's not going to solve that? But I really do think it's time, maybe it's a good time to stop, dear. And I can see his point, and it is he. I can see his point, because as we sit here in the Dorchester, holding hands with our partner, and reflecting on how safe we are, it is easy to think that our work here is done. It's easy to think that as we go home in our cabs, not on the night bus, that our work here is done. It's easy to think. As we possibly find our long-term monogamous partner at these events, as so often happens, that our work here is done. I would say that over the last 25 years, Stonewall has been hugely successful. Very few charities could say that they'd achieved their founding mission. We've been successful, but I would argue we are yet to be significant. The lesbian Asian living in Bradford, who's struggling and has left school at 16, prays for two things. Number one, a girlfriend, and number two, that her parents will never find out. I don't think she would say our work is done. The old man who slowly puts away pictures of his dead husband before his social worker comes round and patronises his bachelor lifestyle and puts too much sugar in his tea, I doubt he would say, our work is done. The trans young person who gets changed with a bunch of boys who call her queer and poof and faggot and threaten to hit her, I doubt she would say, our work is done. And the lesbian, gay and bisexual people across the world who wonder if today is the day they're going to get caught, beaten up, imprisoned, raped, and even killed, I doubt they would say, our work is done. We have made incredible progress, ladies and gentlemen, and that is down to each and every one of you with your personal power, your personal dedication and commitment to this cause. As lesbian, gay and bisexual people and as vital straight allies, you are part of our movement, but we are not yet done, folks. We have been successful. It is time we were significant. So let us not give up in any way, shape or form. Stonewall is not giving up. It's going to get tougher. It doesn't lend itself to the side of a bus quite so easily. It doesn't directly affect you in a way that makes you feel inspired, but it affects everybody else. Stonewall has a responsibility to go deeper and further than we've ever been before. You will not always agree with our methods. You won't always agree with our approaches. I am confident you will use every single platform available to you to tell me that frequently and loudly. And I welcome that. But we're not done yet, and we need your help. And I trust that you'll be with us on that journey. It's been a fabulous 25 years. Lots done, lots to do. Here's to the next 25. Thank you.